Hello. Here we go. Friendly reminder, you have vocab quiz tomorrow, 21 through 29. I know there's only 9 words, not 10. I'm aware. You have a map and a primary due tomorrow. Some of you weren't here, and half of you weren't here on Friday, so hopefully you got it done. There is a video for that. I know the video for yesterday wasn't working. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I don't know if this video is going to post. Who knows? But we're sure going to try again because this is the second attempt of the day. You have a test on Thursday. I would really like us to move really quickly today. And 6th period, we're gonna. On your whiteboard, here we go. What is the name of the gentleman who, what is the name of the empire, the dynasty that started the Great Wall of China? Good, Nick. Chen, on your whiteboard, who finished the Great Wall of China? Good, Elizabeth. Ming. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who sent sea expeditions? How's the Diet Coke, Johnny?
Good.
They're pretty good, right? Hurin. Yongle. On your whiteboard, who is the first of the Ming? Good. Sydney. Hong Wu. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the people who are going to overthrow the Ming? What is the name of the dynasty? Sorry, I should have been more clear. Bruna.
Queen.
Sure. Qing.
Okay.
On your whiteboard, please tell me, the Qing are actually made up of what people? Good. Jordan. Manchus. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the actual location where the emperor lives? For all you AP Art History kids, you better have this down right. Dan, didn't you have a test on this today? Oh, my bad. Sarah. Forbidden City. Aren't you in Ren's class?
Yeah.
Sound like you're enjoying it, Ren.
No, I love Ren's class.
On your whiteboard, please tell me, what test do you take that takes 3 days? And it will guarantee, if it doesn't guarantee you, the better you do, the more likely you are to have a government position. Margot, I see you.
I'm not
struggling.
I'm not trying to.
We definitely did not get this far.
Yeah. Just trying to know the answer.
Civil service exam. Then where did we get to, Moffat?
Emperors are secluded in the Forbidden City.
Alright, so here we go. So the Forbidden City is in Beijing. It's completely isolated, completely on your own. You have to be of a certain rank in order to get in. It keeps the people close to the emperor so they can be watched, just like Versailles, just like in Machu Picchu. Right? No, it's not Machu Picchu, is it? No, what's the city in... No. What is it? Namdal, there you go. Alright, so the Ming collapse. You need to know that the peasants are going to overthrow the city of Beijing. The peasants are going to overthrow the city of Beijing. Then the Qing from the north are going to be like, looks like chaos down there. We should invade. So guess what the Qing do?
Take over.
They come on in and take over. Now, just like the Mongols are the people, the Yuan dynasty is the dynasty. The dynasty is the Qing. The people are the Manchus. So, your next heading is the Qing Empire, please. Now, the Qing and the Mongols, or the Yuan dynasty, have a lot in common. Okay? You don't have to write this down, but be aware. They're very, very similar. Both the Mongols and the Manchus are from pastoral backgrounds. Okay? When they come into power, they are going to forbid, and you do need to know this, forbid intermarriage with the Chinese, just like they're going to forbid the Chinese from speaking the Manchu language, just like however, unlike the Mongols, they are going to force every man to shave their head to show loyalty, and it looks like this. It's a bald head. This is the back of the head. It's not a light bulb. Okay, this is the back of the head. They shave a circle in their hair, and then they grow it out and have a nice long braid. I think we can make it work, gentlemen.
No, thank you.
Luke, I think you would be a great test sample. It's got longer hair than you do. Luke, I think it would be a good look. Anyway, So they're gonna come over and take over. Now the first emperor is King Emperor K. Sure. Okay. You do need to know he's responsible for that expansion. That's his big thing. However, it's his nephew or grandson, Emperor Qianlong, who is very famous because he is going to make so much money with trade that they cancel taxes. So the Qing are making so much money off trade that they cancel taxes, and you do need to know that. So Qianlong, he is the golden age, and he's going to cancel taxes. Alright, ready? Nice. Okay. You need to know that both the Ming and the Qing create a new thing called the Son of Heaven. What are you laughing at? Oh, I hate you so much. You need to know that the Ming and the Qing create a new thing called the Son of Heaven. All of a sudden, are you jealous of Ahmad?
Yes, very. Oh, don't talk too much. Thank you. How do you live here?
Hi, I know, so don't complain. Is that better for the back?
Oh, yes.
No, it's not about you.
You hear this? I don't like sitting next to her.
Son of Heaven, the Ming and the Qing both believe that their emperors are quasi-divine. What does that mean? Aaron? Yeah, they're born essentially human, but as they progress, they become more divine, which makes them gods. By the time they die, they are full gods and they ascend to the heavens and all that crap. This is going to have huge impact later with the Qing. The Qing are your last dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. Now, are we done with Chinese history when we meet the Qing? No. We got the communism and all that stuff coming up. But they're the last dynasty, and they're going to get overthrown in like 1918, something like that. What do you got, Riley?
What do we write with Son of Heaven?
Son of Heaven, you need to know the emperors are quasi-divine, and you need to know that kowtow becomes even more important. Rituals are even more important. What's kowtow? We talked about in period 3 with a hand. Johnny?
It's a ritual vow that means complete submission.
Yeah, complete submission. You put your forehead to the ground 3 times. Okay. You need to know that the Qing use Chinese bureaucracy and they love Confucianism. So, unlike the Mongols, the Qing are going to embrace Chinese bureaucracy and Confucianism. So they're going to keep this scholar bureaucrats in place. I hate my door. I hate my life. Everything sucks. Anyway, so you do need to know that. The civil service exam, I'm just going to remind you because there's a couple questions, but you know it, so you shouldn't have to write a damn thing down. It's a 3-day test. You walk in with your food bucket, your poop bucket, your blanket, and your pillow, and your test. You have 3 days to complete the test. You are competing against 1 million people for 20,000 jobs. Only the highest scoring test will get government jobs. Why does anyone want a government job? They're the highest paid positions in China. They are also the most prestigious. You get the prestige and the pay to support it. If you are going to have a very high up position, then you have to be one of the highest test takers. There is no way you can purchase your way through, which is endearing. However, anyone can take the test, but do you think poor people are performing that well? No, the wealthy people have the tutors, have all the extra schooling, all that stuff. So a majority of your people are wealthy families who are putting kids through, but at least they're not just idiots. Like if you go to Harvard today, the biggest complaint about Harvard is you have a bunch of dumb people in Harvard. Why do you have a bunch of dumb people in Harvard, Johnny?
Because they donate, by the way, into Harvard.
Yeah, they buy their way into Harvard. So, all right, patriarch what? Well, then it's only in there 3 days, Aaron.
You can spend 5 days without.
Yeah, you'll be fine, man. So, you shouldn't have to write this down, but you need to know that China's patriarchal state They have filial piety, which means you have to respect your elders, specifically your male elders. You need to know that women are considered third-class citizens, not even second-class citizens. Okay, of course, we remember ancestral veneration. What is ancestral veneration? We've talked about it since period 1, people. I hate when people hit the post when they walk by. Oh my God, my life sucks. I hate them. What is it, Luke? There you go, and that their ancestors have an effect on their modern day life. Okay, so men could get a divorce from their wife if she talked too much. Women are going to be punished for the rest of their life if they're widowed. They're not allowed to remarry. You have no rights. If you have a husband, ladies, and you die at 20, and then they die at 20, you're supposed to be a widow for the rest of your life. Does that mean you can own your own house? Have kids? No, you're going to live in your parents' basement until they probably kill you because you're a burden. Foot binding is back. The Tang created foot binding. The Song loved foot binding. Under the Mongols, they said no more of that. Under the Ming and the Qing, it is back. Why do people love foot binding? Hello? Hello? Sarah? Oh my God, my life. I hate them. I hate everything. Ah. No, we're all gonna die now.
There's a really strong
Just
glare
yell
too.
at them.
I can't see.
Oh, they're gone. They just are loud. Ugh.
Just get a red sign that
They're already in the door.
Oh.
They were just being obnoxious on their way through. They're just passing by obnoxious.
It's better. Just get a sign that says no talking.
No.
That's where we're gonna listen. And I'll just be heckled from here on out. So I'll just oscillate as
Oh,
we're
yeah.
here.
Oh my God,
Just
that's
like that.
perfect. That is.
No,
Literally.
Isn't there like a setting where you can?
No, there's
Oh
no
my God.
oscillation happening.
Do you see the fan?
Hello! Foot binding! What is it? Why does it happen, Sarah?
Women forward submission to sign
Why? Why?
Things you can control.
Sort of. Sydney?
Because they're in the object.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means they have enough money to.
Yeah, it's a wealth status point. Okay? It's also fetish, but it's also, more importantly, a wealth status. If you can have a bunch of daughters who have broken feet, can't do it, that means you have enough other servants to do the work of your daughters. If you have a wife that can't even take care of her own children, can't even pee by herself, by the way, that just shows you have the wealth. You can afford all the maids it takes to compensate. Okay? So, you need to add that American food crops like maize, sweet potatoes, and peanuts are going to increase the population in China. Okay? If you think about it, I can't imagine Chinese food without peanuts. First of all, peanut oil is the most popular use of oil in China, so imagine all that delicious fried chicken no longer being fried in peanut oil. A lot of your sauces are peanut sauces, as well as some just have straight up peanuts in the dish. There you go.
But I feel like it'd be weird. Like, when I think of Chinese cultural food, I don't think of corn and sweet potatoes. That's like American.
Yeah, but they're in the dishes. Sweet potato, or most of the noodles. A lot of your noodles in China are going to be sweet potato noodles.
Look at the little horns.
Never mind.
Yeah, the little corn ears. You never in your fried rice.
That's maize.
I don't really eat Chinese food that much.
Well, then you're missing out.
I do like Chinese food. Oh, well.
What?
Oh, wow. Oh, no, man.
How
wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it.
Okay, so population is going to increase even though there's a lot of wars happening in China. Keep that in mind. Even though there's a lot of death going on, there is going to be a lot of increase of population. I know, but Ahmad is like now uncomfortable that he doesn't get his like music video look anymore. Foreign trade, you need to know. I'll just stand in front of it, and then everyone will be happier now that I'm happy. Foreign trade, you do need to know that silk tea and lacquerware, which is the newest thing, is going to be the biggest ticketed items that Europeans are still purchasing. Lacquerware, it's like really heavily painted. Anytime you see black or red heavily painted materials, it's typically lacquerware. If you've ever been to a really upscale Chinese restaurant, you've seen lacquerware. Yes, you have. If you Google it, you will have seen. Do you go to upscale Chinese restaurants?
No.
Last time I ate Chinese food, I threw up having this.
Well, that makes sense.
You're
That's
missing
how I
out.
feel about sour cream.
On Del Mabry.
Huh? I don't know in Tampa, but in Boston there's tons of them.
There's one in Del Mabry.
Okay. So you do need to know Emperor Yongle is going to send Zhang He, who's over here on my board, on sea expeditions.
Wasn't that from the Ming?
Yeah, it's a Ming and Qing are blended. They always blend them, but you know it's Yongle, so you know it's Ming. So Yongle is going to send Zhang He on sailing expeditions. Apparently, he just buys a bunch of knickknacks and giraffes.
He brings the first giraffe to China.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, everyone loves
You
giraffes.
didn't bring back any napkins.
No, nothing important. Okay, you do need to know, and put a big star, both the Ming and the Qing are anti-new technology. They do not support the creation of new technology. They feel like it's a threat to government control. So they are resistant to it. Now keep in mind, we have the Mongols. No one thinks the Mongols is really pushing the boundaries of technology. So that puts China behind. Then we have the Ming, who's all about culture and doesn't do anything advancing. And then we have the Qing, who are completely anti-technology. So how far behind is China going to be when the Europeans show up? Very far behind. You're going to see that it's going to be very easy for the Europeans to take over, mostly because they just get them addicted to opium. All right. Neo-Confucianism is popular in China. Neo-Confucianism is the blending of what two philosophies? Come on, people. Moffat. There you go. So it's a blending of these two. It's very popular in China. It's also going to be very popular in Japan, which we're going to get to. You do need to write down the Yongle Encyclopedia, which is right here. The Yongle Encyclopedia is going to be an encyclopedia of Chinese culture, Chinese cultural achievements, and traditions of Chinese culture. Why do you think the Ming came up with an encyclopedia about Chinese culture? Why, Johnny?
Because they were like really trying to get rid of that Mongol influence.
Yeah, and they're obsessed with it. So Yongle created an encyclopedia covering all the information. Alright. Christianity. You need to know that your heading should be Christianity in China. Jesuit named Matteo Ricci is going to go to China. Now, you do need to know that he's a Jesuit, and you also need to know that he brings clocks with him. Chinese love clocks. I'll actually get to that in a second. So, Matteo Ricci is going to try to convert the Ming emperor. And the emperor really has no care about Jesus. Like, just could not give a crap less about him. But he loved the clocks. So, the people in China would listen to this guy preach the word of God just so they could play and look at the clocks in the prisons. He converts like 0.0002% of the population. Okay? But, however, if you go to the Forbidden City today, in one of the halls in the Forbidden City, they have the largest collection of clocks, of European clocks in the world. Why? They like the clocks and the largest collection of cuckoo clocks in the world. Thank you. It is really cool. Yeah, one of my students last year showed me a postcard of one of
So hot.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so be aware that Christianity really doesn't take off. No one really cares about Christianity in China, so it doesn't really take off. Perfect, to the boards, let's go. Are we dying in here?
Yes.
No.
Well, Elizabeth's mad.
No.
I've got
No, I'm not
air.
saying you're mad, but I just want you to be happy, Elizabeth.
I've got no air, so yeah. Yeah, turn it to me.
I am trying.
Yeah, we both have it.
On your whiteboard. Oh my god, my stupid stoop won't stop it. It's what? My little thing broke.
Oh. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's just
I'm gonna die.
On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the type of Christian and who is the first Christian to show up in China? Oh, and what did he bring him as gifts? Like the entire. Everything sucks. I'm done. I have 3 degrees and I can't keep the door open. Kate, what do I buy? There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the guy that Yongle sent sailing around the world to find crap, but all he found was knickknacks. Well, all he brought back was knickknacks. He found like things. And giraffes, which are pretty cool. Nick. Zhang He, on your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of Neo-Confucianism blends what 2 things? Good. What is it, Jordan? There you go. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the collection of all of Chinese culture of art and achievements? Ooh. If Elizabeth's mad at me, then like everything is going wrong.
No air, okay?
I get it, girl. I just want to keep you happy. She's terrified.
Short sleeves.
It's not her fault that you wore a jacket. Matt. Here we go. All right, let's go. Let's go overthrow Japan. Here we go.
How did they get giraffes?
Huh?
How did they get giraffes in there?
How did they catch the giraffes?
We can put them on the top deck,
They're
man.
so tall.
They don't go underneath.
What if like a wing? That's hard.
Jump off them.
Oh, no.
They don't look like it's very
All right, Japan.
Wait, give me 5. I don't know what
I have no idea. Not something I would care about. All right, here we go. Japan. Now you need to remember and recall here, ladies and gentlemen. The Heian, Heian, took over Japan in period 3. Write this down. I'd write it down because you don't know it.
How do you spell that again?
Heian. I hate you so much.
Wait.
I'm going to stand right here. I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening. Heian. They overthrow Japan during period 3. What type of government are they, ladies and gentlemen? Aaron? They're feudalistic, absolutely. So does that mean they're centralized or decentralized? Decentralized. And you should have that down. The Heians took over in period 3. They're feudalistic and they're decentralized. Now that we're in period 4, we're going to have the Tokugawa, which are right here. The Tokugawa are going to overthrow the Heians, and they are going to create a feudalistic-ish government with a highly centralized emperor. The Tokugawa are going to overthrow the Heians and create a feudalistic-ish empire, but with a centralized governor. So, Tokugawa are going to overthrow the Heians. They're going to create a feudalistic-ish government with a highly centralized emperor. So, who is the most important person? The emperor. Okay? Now, what you do need to know is that the emperor is going to live in Edo or Tokyo. Okay? Edo is Tokyo's traditional name. Okay? You need to know that the emperor is going to require all of the shoguns or nobles to spend time in Tokyo. Why would he do that? Okay. To keep an eye on them. Okay? He's also going to control their everyday lives. You need to write that down, right, Margot? That the emperor is going to control the everyday lives of their shogunates in order to maintain control. You also need to know that the Tokugawa are very fearful of foreigners. They are going to limit the amount of goods, items, and access of foreigners. They're actually just going to close the door here in about 4 minutes to Japan. Yep, close the door. The Tokugawa. They're going to shut Japan down. Okay? So, you do need to know that under the Heians, there's a lot of civil wars because all the shogunates are fighting with one another. Now that the Tokugawa have taken over, what stopped? The Civil War. However, There's a negative side to that. There's no more civil wars. However, a lot of people are now unemployed. Who are these people who are unemployed, Jordan? The samurai. Because there's no longer a need for massive military, so they lose power. You're also going to see a growth in poverty because people aren't able to make money the way they used to. Now, other things the Japanese have to be careful of is population rates. Okay, they are contraception, late marriage, which means you get married later in life, so the women can't carry as many children, right? The older you are, the less likely you are to have kids. And abortion. Why are they limiting children? Why? It makes logical sense. Why? Jordan?
There's a lot of natural resources.
Yeah, they're on an island. Okay, so they're pro that. Okay. Now, you do need to know that Neo-Confucianism is very popular. And of course, we know it's Buddhism and Confucianism. Okay, and there are also a lot of people who follow Shintoism, which is the traditional religion of Japan. Unlike China, oh, we haven't got there yet. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to kill Christians, you know what I mean? We're not killing them yet. Okay, you do need to know the words floating worlds or ikyo. Sure, floating worlds. You need to know that Japan sees itself as completely separate from the rest of the world. They don't feel a need to interact with anyone else. Okay, you also need to know the word kabuki. Kabuki theater is its traditional theater. If you've ever seen a guy in a big white mask with like kind of scary features dancing like with dragons and stuff, it's kabuki. If you've ever seen a dragon dancing on stage, it's kabuki. If you've ever seen a dragon running through the streets, that's Chinese. Okay, so it's just different theater style. Like in Italy, what theater style are they? No, Shakespeare is English.
Naked gods.
Huh?
With gods with like robes.
No, opera. Opera's Italian. Okay, we're just going to leave this cultural component alone. People have no idea. All right, Christianity. They are anti-Christians because the Tokugawa are anti-foreigners. They hate Christians. There's a movie on Netflix you can watch. It's with this Spider-Man guy, your generation Spider-Man.
Tom Holland?
Andrew Garfield.
Oh no.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to offend. Andrew Garfield's in it, and with the creepy guy from the Star Wars movie.
Han Solo.
No, not that one. No. He's the young Darth Vader.
Swole man.
He's like not an attractive man. Yeah, he's really kind of creepy. There, two of them are in it, and two of them are monks who are in Japan, and they both get executed.
Isn't it like Vader and
Huh?
Isn't it like almost like...
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie because I just don't care. I know how it ends. They die. Why did they die? Because the Japanese do not want any foreign exposure. Now, here in 2018, we have a white supremacy problem. How wonderful. Yes, I know. No. Here in the United States, not in Japan. Here in the United States in 2018, we have a white supremacy problem. There's obviously a rise here in 2018. Can we agree? Okay. Great. Anyway, one of the things white supremacists really love is Japan. They think Japan is the perfect society. Why? Yes, it is monochromatic racially, which means it's all pretty much less than 2% of the population are non-Japanese. So white supremacists see this as the perfect place in the whole wide world, which is funny because white supremacists don't think Asians are equal to white people. So there's like a whole complicated viewpoint of this, but they think it's absolutely perfect because it's all Japanese people. Japanese culture has been perfectly protected and sanctioned in Japan, and they've had very little outside influence. Who started this very little outside influence of Japan? The Tokugawa. You're going to see it's going to be perpetuated. Do the Japanese get taken over in colonialism? No, they don't. They are the only Asian country to industrialize. Japan actually goes out and colonizes other countries. So Japan is a really unique thing, which is why we keep coming back to it. So you do need to know that Japanese people are going to execute all Christians. Why? Because they have a fear of foreigners. So they start getting nervous. So they say, you know what? Screw it. Let's shut this shit down. So guess what they do? They close the borders. I'm going to write that down. The Japanese closed the borders in order to avoid foreign influence. They only allow one country the ability to trade with. Who is it? The Dutch. The Dutch are only allowed to go to Nagasaki, which is a small port town, and that is where they do an exchange. Actually in the port. They don't even get to touch the land. They make an island so that the Dutch can't even interact with the Japanese. Okay? And they are the only ones. Now, in period 4, when they ban everyone else, the Dutch are powerful. When in period 5, they're forced to lift their ban, are the Dutch powerful? No, the Dutch are nowhere near as powerful. And it's going to be an American who shoots and blows up a mountain. He says, you better open your ports, Japan. His name's Matthew Perry. What do you got? By the way, we got where we needed to be. What? Because they were the most powerful country. What? Hold on, Kate, what?
So why did they fear foreigners?
Because they didn't want to lose their cultural identity.